Y'all, I'm telling you, y'all, I'm gonna wreck that Vatican piece. I'm gonna get in there and just kiss a death statue this thing. It's gonna take me a while before I'm there. Again, I'm working on my little bricks, my little what are they? 5x3 little bricks. And you first cut it in half, and then you cut those halves. All right. Well, at any rate, this is pretty quick. I'm not really fast with it yet, but again, I'm not trying to be because I break stuff, and well, that's not fun for anything. But I like where this is going. I did have a variance of it going. I started to do. I realized I wanted to open this up for a CPI action. Again, this works really, really well for being able to throw whatever. Hopefully, a shopping cart would be the best one because we want to first figure out what's the going on with you. When I say we, I mean me, Mr. Squeaker's in my pocket. Where are we at here? From a light bulb. Yeah, here we go. And again, I'll have to figure out how exactly I want to be able to say, well, let's itemize your things. Okay, before we start doing the H stacking and the flattening in any specific way, where I'll move those around and I'll do things. Um, there are a few things I want to try with truth tables. I'm just not quite there for Python yet. I got to figure this out first. It'll probably in there rattling around. Um, but again, once you build this pattern and you individually, you don't know how to make the list. What's the 90% of the items are just in that data table or that data sheet there, and you want to be able to open it up as a choice on your cell phone. Paper doesn't do that well. Paper does this version of it well. It doesn't do real great with the second dimension. And you're trying to be able to adjust those standards into what kind of day you had. It's your main, in this case, workout for the day. And you put all of them in there. You definitely don't need to fill that day in with anything. I haven't really tried it with nothing in there yet, but I'm fairly certain I can get there even if there isn't. There's got to be one of these theory of numbers of me stabbing at it to eventually get something that starts to make it work and that I can get it going. Again, the more time I put in it here, the faster and the more of this stuff drops away. So I'm not peeling it in, these kinds of aspects and things. But I love the combinations of things here. That's going to help us address at the physical CPI and PPI issue about whether your tables as an SI unit isn't necessarily wrong, but here the CPI PSI, is a gauge of putting pressure on it as far as what is the peel out and what it is. Now here's where the conditional model is when not one. So there might be a time outlier in this case. There might be workout times where I want to separate that out so I don't have any major dips in my system, and I want to peel that out. Now again, that's the Pmax inversion for what it is, one way or the other. But inside of here, you're still catching a third of that tau, I guess, or muon or electron, whatever this one would be, the wind case. That's probably somewhere buried in here, but it's relative to the product. Again, 4 or 5's way up there, 5. Given what you see. So you'll have to probe different combinations to get a smaller subset of information on the Scrolodex here that, well, again, here you just want to move this one. Well, this one maintains the same thing, but as it does, it would drag that down, right? So they drag into the system, start to stack up, kick something out, make another choice inside of there, 1, 2, 3, so that way your model or something doesn't get too crazy. I don't know. Just again, we can throw as many actions as we want at this, but realistically, there's only the three. But we can say the options are very fixed inside of that system. I'm not being super dynamic. I'm just saying, give me the rough time, because what you might have done is been in the field, experiment to what that is, and that's a general approximation. That otherwise start time and finish time would give me a different kind of index, which is probably more precise. Actually, I ought to get that in there about what I felt it was, how I was feeling that day. Was I feeling healthy and good that day? You want to run this through or run this after you went for a run or did some kind of exercise is really good, because this is kind of good downtime, a good time to receive some of this information when you're all tuckered out.
For that, you can use operators and